1,012 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this special Halloween edition, episode 38 of Disney 100 Jeopardy! As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for being here. I've got 5 spooky categories headed your way, but first, here's something even scarier. It's the rules. And you know what? We're gonna spice it up and take away that rule on the bottom, cross it out. There's no cheating on Halloween. Yeah, now, this is terrifying. In last week's episode 37, the Final Jeopardy category was Any Last Words, where I read you the final line of a famous Disney villain. That will carry over to this special Halloween edition as I quiz you on 5 new lines you may have heard if you are a Disney fanatic. That plus 4 more categories are headed your way, so let's check out what they are on this Halloween edition of Disney 100 Jeopardy! Once again, Any Last Words will test your memory on villains' final lines. Second category, terrifying tunes. Alright, I've kind of done this before where I play you a snippet of an instrumental from a famous Disney villain. You'll have to identify which character it is associated to. And the third category is heavily requested, Halloweentown. Yes, this has been requested since I want to say August for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've been holding off until this very episode to give you 5 clues about the famous made-for-television movie Halloweentown. Want to hear something even scarier? I just watched it for the first time this week, specifically for this episode, and it was scary. Scary bad. But scary, but bad but good, like 90s bad, you know, terrible. Anyway, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. All right, here comes your 4th category. It's your Disney Park category of the week, Attraction Antagonists. I'll give you 5 clues about some of the, I guess you could say, villains or antagonists that you'll encounter while riding a Disney Park attraction. And the 5th and final category in this episode 38, animated and alive action. Get it? It's kind of like live action, except it's alive because that's kind of scary. I don't know. That's the best I can do on the name. Sorry, guys. This category is about 5 different villains who have appeared in both the original animated form of their film and then once again in a live action retelling. Okay, it is time for the easiest round of the game, the cupcake round. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each. Look at that cupcake. Here we go. We kick things off by looking at the board and starting with Any Last Words. Off with her head. Correct answer is Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
I'm asleep. Alice, wake up. Please wake up, Alice. Alice. Please wake up, Alice. 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 Alice.
Get ready to listen up. It's time for Terrifying Tunes. First clue. All right, I'm sure a lot of you remember the tune being shiny, but the correct answer is the name of the villain or antagonist who sings it, that being Tamatoa from Moana.
I need 3 words to tear her argument apart. Your granny lied. I'd rather be shiny.
We are on to Halloweentown now for 200. This form of transportation is how Grandma Aggie crosses from the mortal world to Halloweentown. That would be a flying bus. On to attraction antagonists now for 200. A cap? Sure. A fedora? Maybe. A beret? Probably not. But a head? This character holds his own head inside a container while you ride through the haunted mansion. His name is the Hatbox Ghost, and he happens to be the main villain in Haunted Mansion, the movie that I had high aspirations for, and ultimately, I actually kind of liked it. I'll be honest, I'll disagree with every critic in the world, but I didn't think it was that bad. Anyway, Hatbox Ghost is the answer. I'm looking for.
When the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, spooks come out for his waking wake. Happy haunts materialize.
Here comes the final clue of the cupcake round. We go to animated and a live action. The year was 1937 when you first saw my stunning good looks. Don't worry, you'll see me again in live action form when I once again appear on the big screen for Disney in 2024. Okay, the final clue of the Cupcake Round's answer goes all the way back to Disney's original animated feature, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That answer being the Evil Queen, or the Old Hag. You could have said either one since they're the same character. Now, I know some of you might think, oh, but there's been a live-action Snow White already with Kristen Stewart and stuff. No, that was not Disney's property. That had nothing to do with Disney, so that doesn't count. But the Snow White live-action does come out next year with Rachel Zegler as Snow White and Gal Gadot, aka Wonder Woman, as the Evil Queen. Okay, that's going to do it for the Cupcake Round. Hopefully you went 5 for 5. If not, fear not. Here comes the second round. Each of these clues worth twice as much. We start with any last words. I framed Lionheart. I can frame you too. It's my word against yours. That would be Mayor Bellwether from Zootopia.
Mwah. They are delicious. You should try some.
I framed Lionheart. I can frame you too. It's my word against yours.
Ooh, actually,
And I'll dart every predator in Zootopia to keep it that way.
it's your word against yours. It's called a hustle, sweetheart.
Boom.
Here comes another terrifying tune. Listen up. I think it is one of the best songs in the soundtrack. It is titled Barbossa is Hungry. Of course, it comes from Pirates of the Caribbean, and the correct answer is Hector Barbossa. On to Halloweentown, second clue. Benny the Skeleton works as one of these in Halloweentown. Benny is a cab driver.
Well, I found a bunch of Cromwells in the town square. Need you to give them a lift up to their grandma's place.
Sure, it's just over the river and through the woods. No, actually, it's just 2 streets over and up a quarter mile past the old movie theater.
On to Attraction Antagonists for 400. I've earned this nickname for the type of creature I am and a certain kind of music that was popular in the 70s. The music part comes from the flashing lights that shine on my frozen body as riders pass by. He was one of the most impressive animatronics ever when he was built, and then less than a year later, he's not as impressive since he's been frozen now for over 15 years. The correct answer is Disco Yeti from Expedition Everest.
This Yeti is the single biggest dynamic figure that has ever been built. There is nothing that is this big, that moves this fast in the world of animation.
You can tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. No time to talk.
Here comes the final clue of the 400-point round. It's from animated and live action. In 1989, you were graced with my presence in my original animated appearance. In 2023, I was back in a live action adaptation of my original movie. We are looking for the villain from The Little Mermaid. The correct answer is Ursula.
Look at me, wasted away to practically nothing.
Okay, 10 clues down, but 16 remain, including Final Jeopardy. This is a Halloween episode, though. I feel like I need to spice up the scary level. Here's a jump scare. Okay, that should do it. On to the 600-point round now. Here's any last words. Now you shall deal with me, O Prince, and all the powers of hell. Yeesh, she didn't hold back at all. The correct answer is Maleficent.
Now shall you deal with me, O Prince, and all the powers of hell!
We're on to Terrifying Tunes. Third clue. Listen up. Are you ready for the correct answer? That would be Dr. Facilier. This part of the song happens to be the reprise of Friends on the Other Side when the doctor gets sucked into the other side, I guess. Love Dr. Facilier, one of the best. Here comes Halloweentown, though, for 600. The three kids head to the Halloweentown hair salon to collect this specific kind of hair from a hairstylist. They went to collect werewolf hair.
Put the thing down.
I got it.
The other button, sweetheart. Put the thing down. There you go. Ow!
On to attraction antagonists now. Hop aboard Mission Breakout at California Adventure and help free the Guardians from a villain who is known by this nickname. That would be the Collector.
My friends, you're one step closer to your exciting encounter with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Here comes the last clue of the third round. Animated and a live action it is. 1992 was my introduction. 2019 I appeared in the live action version of my film. Oh, and I even had a straight to VHS sequel named after me somewhere in between. He returned in the Return of Jafar, the VHS, I think it was the third Aladdin movie, so the second straight to VHS sequel. Maybe it was the second, I'm not sure. Either way, the correct answer is Jafar from Aladdin.
Don't toy with me!
Abu! Things are unraveling fast now, boy.
All right, I really like that jump scare that we used after the second round, so here comes another one. Terrifying, right? Scary stuff. Hey, it's Halloween weekend. What can I say? Here comes the 800-point round now. It starts with any last words. And he shall smite the wicked and plunge them into the fiery pit. Man, that is a wild line and a wild conclusion for Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
And he shall smite the wicked and plunge them into the fiery pit.
He's gotta be the baddest bad guy, right? Like, man, he is evil. Rewatch Hunchback just to see how evil he was. Okay, here comes another terrifying tune for 800. Okay, we're going a little obscure here. You got to be a Marvel fan to know this one. That belongs to Agatha Harkness from WandaVision.
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been Agatha all along.
All right, moving on. Here comes Halloweentown for 800. When the mayor meets the kids for the first time, he pulls one of these out of his ear, gross, and offers it to Sophie. Luckily, Sophie said, no, I'm good. I don't want this lollipop that just came out of your ear, because that's actually pretty repulsive.
I can't hear you. I seem to have a huge lollipop in my ear. Here you are, Sophie.
No thanks.
Here we go now. It's on to attraction antagonists. Fourth clue. This type of dinosaur chases you as you attempt to grab an iguanodon on your brief visit to the Cretaceous period aboard Dinosaur. Now here's a question to think about. Is this dinosaur that chases you really a villain? Because when you think about it, they know that their world is literally ending. There are asteroids coming down on them. And they're just chasing this futuristic vehicle that's up in their business. So I don't know if they're a villain, but either way, the correct answer is a Carnotaurus.
Identify!
Carnotaurus.
And here comes the final clue of the 800-point round from animated and live action. 25 years after I appeared in the 1994 hit film, I returned in a new version of the same story. Quick, do the math. "25 years after 1994 happens to be 2019. What was one of Disney's most successful films in 2019? Is it live action? Kind of. I mean, there's a debate up until this day, but the correct answer is The Lion King. And the villain, of course...
Well, look who's come down to mingle with the commoners.
Sarabi and I didn't see you at the presentation of Simba.
Was that today?
All right. You know I always dramatize this, but gotta go the extra mile for this Halloween edition. It is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game. The 1,000-point round. Hit it.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination.
All right, we're in the 5th dimension now, or whatever, for this 1,000-point round. Hope you're ready. Let's do it. Here comes any last words for 1,000. Untie me at once. I'll have your heads for this. Those last words are uttered by Ratcliffe.
Untie me at once. I have your head for this. And it came so highly recommended.
Here comes your final instrumental of the game. All right, it's funny that I'm trying to be all dramatic and scary in this part of the game, and yet I play that instrumental. The correct answer is Sharpay from High School Musical. So good, so good. It's actually from High School Musical 3, but Sharpay, either way, correct answer. Here comes your final clue from Halloweentown. Early in the film, this made me laugh, Dylan, Marnie and Sophie's brother, asks Marnie why she can't pick some other holiday, besides Halloween, to get hung up on. He even offers her a suggestion of this holiday. Hey, who cares about Halloween? Where's the love for Arbor Day?
Why can't you pick some other holiday to get hung up on, like Arbor Day? Trees are important too, you know.
All right, let's move on now. Here comes the second to last clue on the board. It's from Attraction Antagonists. The name of the character Jamie Lee Curtis played inside the old Ellen's Energy Adventure attraction. A character Ellen called Stupid. Listen, Ellen, don't get a big head because you got Bill Nye teaching you all this stuff about energy and science. The correct answer is Judy. Judy, by the way, while she was playing Jeopardy in the attraction, had a perfect game outside of Final Jeopardy. So I wouldn't say she's stupid. Okay, here comes the final clue on the board. It belongs to animated and live action. In 1961, I made my big screen debut. In 1996, I appeared again, this time in live action form. All right, this one might have thrown you off a little bit because you might have been thinking of the recently released Cruella starring Emma Stone, but before that we had Glenn Close bringing Cruella de Vil, which is the correct answer, to life in the 1996 movie 101 Dalmatians.
Alonzo. The drawing.
Take the drawing from Anita and hand it to me. Is that difficult?
All right, 25 clues down, but one terrifying clue remains. It belongs to Final Jeopardy, and don't forget the category that the clue is in will carry over to next week's episode 39. So if you're not familiar with the category, you might want to study up over the next few days. But first things first, one final clue for this scary Halloween edition of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Let's see what the category is. Disney Mandela-ish effects. All right, I've been wanting to do this category for quite some time. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what a Mandela effect is, essentially it's a false memory, something that never happened, though a lot of people share as a memory. If you want a better explanation, pause the video and check it out. Look it up, Mandela effects. Okay, now that you understand what they are, I'm essentially going to read you something that has to do with Disney history, and you'll have to finish the clue for me. So it could be a lyric, or it could be a scene from a film describing a scene, and you'll just have to tell me what the correct answer is, what actually happened in that movie. And I think a lot of you will be surprised and say, that's not what I remember, hence the Mandela effect part of the clue's name. Make those wagers. Okay, it is time to reveal the Mandela effect, the first of 6. The next 5 will be part of episode 39. Let's see the clue. Perhaps the most famous song from 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the full version of Hi-Ho is sung while the miners are marching through the forest. Finish the lyric from the full version of the song. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's... Good luck. All right, time is up. Now, I'll be honest, I had this wrong my entire life. I thought the correct answer was, it's off to work we go. Is that what you said? Because if that's what you said, that is not how the full version of the song goes. No, instead, it's hi-ho, it's home from work we go. What?
Hi-ho, it's home from work we go. Hi-ho.
Yeah, it's insane. So you can go into your Apple Music or your Spotify or whatever, listen to the song, and they say it's home from work we go. Now, to be fair, there is a part of the movie where for about 5 seconds, they're whistling and leaving their little cottage and saying it's off to work. But that's only a small snippet of the movie. The actual full-length song, you know, the part after they're mining and stuff, no, it's home from work we go. If you got it right, good for you. You get all the points you wagered. If not, get ready for some more Mandela-ish effects in next week's episode. That's going to do it for this episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, subscribe, click that bell icon. Hello, bell, so you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. Happy Halloween. Till next time.
Bye-bye.